A very warm welcome to Civilspedia, Current Affairs Digital Library. Today we are going to see 6th May 2018 Current Affairs. So in terms of prelims topics, we will be seeing GST Council, then National Resource Center and SWAYAM, then SARC 12th Informal Finance Minister Meeting, then National Pension System, okay, NPS. In terms of learning topics, we are going to see weather disturbance. So what are the weather disturbance, what is the mechanism and how we can able to manage it and all, okay. And at last we will wrap up our session with the Karl Marx ideology in India. The first one is GST Council. GST Council came as a constitutional body through a constitutional amendment, okay. So there was a new article introduced to create a GST, okay. It is 279A. Out of this only GST has been created, okay. In the subsection 1, the GST Council has been created, okay. So what is the composition of the GST Council? See, GST Council is headed or chairperson is Union Finance Minister, okay. And the members are Union Minister of State who is in charge of Revenue of Finance, okay. He will be a member, and apart from these two, there will be members from the each state, okay. So these members may be a finance minister or else who is actually in charge of the finance or revenue, or else any minister, okay. It may be any minister which has been nominated by the state, okay. What is the function of GST Council? So GST Council act as a primary or the backbone of overall GST itself, because in this body only it will recommend what are the rates, what is the rate slab, what should be the capping, okay, and also which material or like which product should fall in which category, and also if there any exemptions are there. So all these things, and in terms of sometimes GST model laws, what laws shall be given in the or pronounced in the overall in the state and all, okay, what shall be the model laws and what should be the principle on it, okay. So these are the important things they will tell, okay. Recent development. What is the recent development means? Like last week actually there was a meeting regarding GST Council meeting happened. So in this, see, cess and all subsumed, okay, subsumed by the GST, overall GST except this petrol, then other cesses and all, okay, tobacco cess kind of things only. But there is a discussion to introduce sugar cess. We all know there is a mismatch or a gap between the selling price, that means market price, as well as the overall input price or procurement price from the farmers, and the large of our farming community are with the growing of the sugarcane, okay. So to manage this, the government was thinking to introduce a sugar cess, okay, but the states were vehemently opposed it, and this is not fair, okay, because it may create another problem or numerous amounts of laws regarding the finance and all, okay. So they said this will be directed to a group of ministers to study about whether how the sugar cess will be helpful to implement for the governors for the farmer side as well as the government side. And apart from this, there was another initiative regarding 2% for incentive for every digital transaction. You already know, right now if you use, especially if you go for a fuel, that means petrol, if you pay through a card, you will be getting around 0.75%, correct, as a rebate. That means if you pay 100 rupees, you will be getting 75 paise for your fuel charges, okay. So for the same kind of things, they are trying to go for a 2% incentive for every digital transaction. Even this will be analyzed by the group of ministers, okay. These are the important things. And another one important thing is GST network is there, correct. Actually GST network right now it is 49%, 50% stake. That means, sorry, 49%, 51% stake. 49% is with the government and remaining 51% was with the private, okay. So government right now is willing to take or buy all this 51% and make this overall GST network as a 100% government owned body, okay. And once it has been taken over or like bought from the private sector, it will be holded, 50% will be holded by the central government and remaining 50% will be with the state, okay. And each state, it's regarding to their GST overall, what is the GST collection, okay. So each state will get the share based on the GST collection or GST ratio. So this is the recent development in the GST Council. The next one is National Resource Center and SWAYAM. See, this actually surfaced in the news is because through SWAYAM and the National Resource Center, especially through the SWAYAM project, we are trying to create or update 1.5 million teachers, that means faculty members. There is a large accusation on the teaching community, especially on the school side as well as the college side, where teaching community is not updated. They don't know what really the students want, okay, and they don't know what is the further update in the overall their subject itself. So to actually bridge this gap, we are trying to give a massive online courses, okay, open online courses through the Swayam. Swayam is a platform. Swayam is a IT platform which has been developed by indigenously, okay, India itself developed it. The Swayam full form is Steady Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. Okay, once again I am repeating it. Steady Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. Okay, so through this we will actually provide courses online. Okay, through online they can able to read and update. Even they will be certified. So certification also given to the teachers. Okay, and it is not only for teachers, it is also for the students. Especially this Swayam actually giving from 9th standard, 9th grade to till post graduation. So many courses are available in the Swayam. Okay, so this is helpful for the students who are actually downtrodden or students who cannot afford to come into the mainstream education. So this will also bridge the gap for the students also. Okay, so this is a important thing. This has been initiated by the Ministry of Human Resource Development. Okay, so it is useful for the teachers and students right now. And what is the cardinal principles on this overall Swayam is access, equity, quality. Okay, it will be access and also everyone can able to go for it. So it is equity plus quality will be there. Okay, because we will know in the next slide why how the quality is actually upholded. If you see, the National Resource Center is actually few centers will be selected to make or to create the material for the courses. Okay, and these institutes are top level institutes like IITs. Okay, so this IITs, IISSC. Okay, so these are the important institutions. Like many institutions will collaborate and they will create the material for the overall online courses. And right now they have actually located 75 specific course specific National Resource Center. So these will be actually creating overall the course material as well as they will review everything. Okay, so this is regarding the Swayam and National Resource Center. You can use this anywhere. Okay, in terms of students education as well as the overall teaching updatement. Okay, teachers updated and the faculty or capacity building. The next one is SARC 12th informal finance ministers meeting. See, this was actually happened in the sidelines of ADB meeting, Asian Development Bank meeting. Okay, so Asian Development Bank meeting, all the SARC country finance minister came over there, and in the sidelines they went for another informal meeting. So SARC, it has been established in 1985. The headquarters in Manila, Philippines, and you know very well there were 8 members right now. Initially it was only 7 members. What are they? India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, okay, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Okay, so there will be 7, and recently Afghanistan have joined in it. So what they actually talked in this SARC informal meeting is they went for South Asian Economic Initiative. That was an initiative taken up by SARC countries where they can create a South Asian Economic Union. Okay, this initiative is still in the nascent stage, but still they are speaking, and also they want to work on the development fund, which shall be used for the any kind of emergency among the SARC nations. So these are the important topics actually surfaced in the overall discussion. So what are the developments happening? Okay, overall in the SARC, what are the developments? There is a SAFTA. That means there is a South Asian Free Trade Agreement has been imposed, and we are trying to work on it for the overall all SARC free movements. And also there is a special visa regime. That means 2 special categories or some special category people will be given a easy visa regime or no visa regime. Okay, so this is one of the important thing. And when you see within the SARC, there are a lot of things are happening. Like there is a transport facility between the Bhutan, India and all. Okay, these are the important thing. But you have to remember, in the recent days there is a talk regarding SARC minus Pakistan. That means whatever or any initiative is taken by all the SARC countries, Pakistan is trying to exclude itself. Like SARC satellite is there. Okay, so these are the important things. So people are trying to do SARC minus Pakistan. Okay, this is regarding the overall SARC. So the next one is national pension system. So obviously you have to know you are all trying for the government job. Okay. So this has been monitored or implemented by PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Okay. So this law has been came in 2004. Okay. Actually 2004 they said that all the government employees will come under the national pension system, and it has been enforced in the 2008. And there were lot of many quotas asked. They also want to take part in this NPS. Okay. So in 2009 it is open for public. Anyone, even private, the public can access it. Even NRA can go for this NPS scheme. Okay, it is also over there. So eligibility is like this: 18 years to 60 years. Okay, actually you can go for 55 years. In fact, once you retired also, there were another things like people started asking, even after retirement they don't want to withdraw. So they extend even to 70 years. That means you cannot join between the 60 or 70 years, but after 60 years also you can able to use the NPSC scheme. Okay. So what are the recent development? See, there are two kind of investment in the NPS scheme. There will be two accounts actually, Tier 1 and Tier 2. In this Tier 1 it will be having a government contribution, and from your basic pay 10% DA and all will be taken. Okay. From this you cannot withdraw money. Okay. Usually it will be kept separately. In Tier 2 you can able to diversify the investment or its money in your Tier 2 in various quotas. Like there will be active investment. Okay. This active investment and all, you will be gaining more amount like interest. But the problem is it is also highly frequent. It will be erratic. Sometimes you may lose also. Okay. It is kind of a high risk oriented investment. So in the initial stage, how it will be is there will be a two kind of choices in terms of Tier 2. You will be having a auto choice or else active choice. If you choose auto choice, okay, right away, if you join in a government service, from this 100% in your Tier 2, it is 100% there, correct? 50% will be actually taken into this active. Okay, remaining will be with your government securities as well as the other. This active means this is actually equity. Okay. So other securities, government securities and other bonds will be, the remaining 50% will be invested. Okay, if you choose auto. But if you choose active, you will say how much you have to invest in the equity and how much you have to invest in the bonds and how much you have to invest in the government securities. But there is a capping in the equity also, because you are so brilliant, and if you want to invest in the major shares like equity, you cannot go beyond 50% even if you are willing to take the risk. Okay, this is the important capping over there previously. But recent development, they are trying to increase it by 75%. Okay. So if you are good enough, if you have a good share market knowledge and equity knowledge, you can go for still 75% of your overall amount. Okay. And apart from this, they even said, see, withdrawal in the this account is not easy, because like you can able to only withdraw at the end of your career. Okay. Or else if you have 3 years service, below 3 years service means 80%, they will only pay you 20%. If you are like getting into NPS and if you are serving the government for 2 years and you're just resigning, okay. If it's so, whatever amount is accumulated in the NPS, 20% only they will give you, and remaining it will be paid in the like bits and pieces, okay, like monthly installments. But if it is more than 3 years, it will be 40-60. 40% will be taken with them and they will be giving you 60%, okay. So this is the overall idea. See, what is the right now they are saying is, you can even also withdraw from this account. You can even also withdraw from this account under the specific conditions. Like if there is a health condition like kidney or lungs, there are also specific the important health conditions. Also if there is a education of the children or marriage of the children, or else if you want to start any business, okay. So you can able to withdraw with the cap of 25% 3 times in overall your NPS period, okay. This is the new criteria they have introduced. So this is regarding the overall NPS and recent development. Okay, so we're going to see learning topics of the day. The first one is weather disturbance. We all know recently the northern India, especially Rajasthan, UP and all, even today like West Bengal and all has been announced there may be a dust storm and there may be a lot of attacks in terms of weather disturbance. So what is weather disturbance? Okay, so what is the weather disturbance? Is like any pulse of energy is moving through the atmosphere. Any pulse of energy, okay, there will be any energy. Maybe the intensity differs, but the energy is the same. See, it is not always negative. Yes, it has its own disadvantage, but it's not always negative, because without cyclone, how you will get rainfall? Okay, or else if you get without disturbances or southwest or northeast monsoon, how you will get rainfall? Or even the western disturbance, okay, that is actually producing this dust storm and all. Okay, without that, how can able to the northern regions will get rainfall right now? Okay, pre-monsoon rainfalls. So these are the important thing. Overall, this weather disturbance is monitored by Indian Meteorological Department. They will say you when the cyclone is coming and when the rain is coming. Okay, so what is what? What are the weather disturbance we can see? First of all, thunderstorm. See, thunderstorm is obviously it's a kind of a convectional rainfall. When the land is very hot, the air will be like raising up. The convection will be there and there will be a rainfall. Okay. See, this will happen only if the humidity is there. So the water source should be there. If there is no water source, okay, then it will be converted into a dust storm. Okay. So only Rajasthan is having a dust storm. Okay. If they do have a good humidity, water resource is there, moisture is there, they would have a thunderstorm. Okay. Hailstorm. See, hailstorm is a kind of a rain only. There is no big difference. But the problem is, once your rain has started here, okay, it's pouring here. If the lower, if it is a 3 kind of layer, okay, 1, 2, 3, you are standing here, okay. If this middle layer is colder than the upper layer and lower layer, what will happen is this droplets will become small kind of pellets. That means sometimes even it is like a baseball kind of size, okay. The hails will be, the snow, it will become a snow, okay. Actually, it will become a ice crystals. So ice it will be there and it will become a rain. It will become ice rain. That is hailstorm. And hailstorm is destructive. It will be sometimes very high destructive. If you imagine like there will be a baseball size of ice is like coming from the atmosphere, okay, with such huge velocity. So this is important thing. And sometimes it is induced by cloudburst. See, cloudburst is very common and very destructive in terms of where high populated cities are there. Mumbai. So it will be like pouring like anything. Within like 1 hour or 2 hours, there will be like 10-20 centimeter rainfall. That was a huge amount of rainfall, and it will make the overall, the life of the people will become a standard one. This is the important thing. Cyclone. Yes, especially the western coast, like people who are in the eastern coast are very good at the cyclone. Especially Odisha, Andhra, even recently Tamil Nadu is getting so many cyclones, okay, Varda and all. These cyclones and even recent Okis and all. So these cyclones are destructive. Though they bring rain, they are highly destructive because of the pressure, okay. And also once they make a landfall, there will be a huge amount of high speed, high velocity windfall, okay. So this is again a destructive one. So cyclone is formed because there is a low pressure in the center and there should be a divergence in the upper atmosphere and also there should be 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, and also there should be little amount of Coriolis force. So only it is not forming in the doldrum regions. That means equatorial regions. Okay, so this should be there, and obviously we all know the cyclones. Okay, tropical cyclones, they can only form in the seas, not in the land, and they will move from east to west. Okay, there are also some temperate cyclones or extra tropical cyclones. Okay, where that means two warm front. That means warm front and polar front meets. Okay, this is kind of a very huge or large amount of rainfall will be there. Large amount of time period in the rainfall will be there. It won't be as intense as tropical cyclone. It will be milder than the tropical cyclone. The temperature cyclone will be having a longer period. Okay, it used to move from west to east, and it can able to form in the even in the land as well as the sea. So this is the difference between the cyclones. Okay, that means tropical cyclone as well as temperate cyclone. But believe me, both are actually weather disturbance. See, other induced effect. If there is a cold burst, what will happen to the land area? It will become weakened. Okay, landslides will be there. Correct. Then urban flooding will be there. Correct. And other induced things will be there. Okay, this is the important things, or the erosions will be there. These are the important effects of the overall weather disturbance. Okay, so how we can able to manage it, or what we are actually doing. So that's we can see in this relief mechanism. Yes, you would have seen news that Prime Minister actually gave us fund. Okay, Prime Minister fund for the disaster, he would have been released. Even sometimes CM will be having the same kind of fund. We do have a contingency fund. Okay, so these fund, there will be a relief mechanism. Immediately they will give you some extra share. They will be giving some money to the people who are the victims of this overall weather disturbance. But what we can do, how this disaster is managed? There's a sudden outburst of the rainfall, a sudden disturbance. Okay, there's a huge cyclone. We do have a disaster management thing. Okay, we do have a National Disaster Management Act. It has been established in 2005 itself. We do have a national disaster force, okay, disaster management force. But the problem is this force is very small. If you could have seen, whenever there is a problem, especially in disaster, army is called upon. So many technical guys and so many scholars says this is not fair. Because army is used for every reasons. Okay, so this is not fair. You have to give a capacity building on. Also, they don't have a technical knowledge, or they even don't have the domain specific knowledge. Okay, how to deal with the disaster. So you have to build the force, proper force, and also mitigation effects is important. For that, you have to do urban planning. Okay, so these are the things we do have. We do have a legal framework and all. But the problem is it is not implemented as effective it should be. So only the small weather disturbance also making such a huge effect or destruction. Okay, climate change. Everyone know when the weather, when the western wind, actually it is like western disturbance come to North India every year. It is like a pre-monsoon rain will be there. But the point is, in the recent years, intensity is increasing. The dust storm will be there. No one denies it. But the problem is, in the recent years, the intensity of the dust storm has increased. That makes the dust storm or the overall western disturbance influence in the India as a destructive one, in a greater destructive one. So, it should be contained. Whatever we promise, especially in terms of in the INDC, in the UNFCCC, we have to take care of it. Okay, it should be in the even local level, in the panchayat level should be there. Especially in terms of awareness also should be proposed. Okay, where the local level government is actually roped in. Global coordination, because climate change is not a single point source. Okay, so we have to coordinate all the countries. At least we do have a membership in the major regional forums like SAARC and all. You can able to work on it. Okay, climate investment, climate resilient investment, where you are actually going for an infrastructure project. When you go for an infrastructure project or development, you have to work on the other features also. Okay, like how you can able to manage if there is a destruction happens, how you can able to mitigate in terms of like even like earthquake, we have earthquake resilient, such a kind of thing. In terms of weathers also, you have to construct the houses or infrastructure in terms of climate, and also you have to invest in the research and development, okay, for the advancement and the monitoring of this global system. This global phenomena, how it will be, this year how it will be. See, the problem with the monitoring is we don't have the accuracy, okay. So many times we used to say, this year it will be a normal rainfall. And in fact, so many times the IMD makes mistakes. So who is the sufferer? Ultimately, it is also citizen as well as the government. Because government going to lose its revenue, as well as government is going to have to pay the victims compensation. So these are the important things should be covered, okay. So we do have some basic points like legal framework and all, we have relief mechanism and all, but there have to be lot to be done in terms of the global level as well as the local level. So these are the nodal ministries for each and every attack. Nuclear incident, it will be Department of Atomic Energy. Then in terms of actually chemical disaster, Ministry of Environment. Please see this, it's chemical disaster, it will be Ministry of Environment. Then biological disaster, it will be Ministry of Health, okay. And air accident, obviously civil aviation will be there. And if you see, if there is a civil war, it will be Home Affairs. Okay, so this is what regarding the weather disturbance. Next, actually it's a very good topic. It may be very useful in your paper 4. Okay, paper 4 as well as maybe even paper 2 also. Karl Marx ideology in India. So we all know Karl Marx is famous for his Das Kapital, a critic of political economy. That is the full name of Das Kapital. Okay. So, why Karl Marx recently appeared in the news? Obviously, it is not for a bad reason, it's actually good reason. It is 200th birthday, okay. So, it is 200th birthday, he born in actually 1818 in the kingdom of Persia, okay. It is a previous name or one of the major kingdom which actually united with other kingdoms and formed Germany, okay. So, he is a German philosopher. See, if you see, Karl Marx is one of the major thinker where half of the world actually praise him like a hero, okay, and remaining half actually curse him like he is not the hero, he is the villain. He is the one who created the communism, or else like Marxism. Sorry, it is a Marxism, okay. So he has been accused for the major killings or major atrocity by the communist countries, okay, like Stalin and all. But at the same time, people also praise him like a hero, okay. So how well it is managed? What is his idea? The best theory he gave is class theory. It is class, it is between the actually working class and the capitalist class. That is a major problem. And also he says the capital class always trying to, he see always in the materialistic, political materialism, okay. He always see everything is material. Everything is based on the material. It's regarding population or anything else, okay. If there is discrimination, all are regarding the material only, okay. So how well it has been observed in India, whether he is okay with India, how it has been his ideology is with the India, okay. He says once the class overall, like the time will come where all the working class will realize they are the single class and they will dominate the capitalist class, okay. And everyone have the individual freedom. He is the one who said actually, like ethics, also religion, God, all are opium of masses, okay. So we will see what is his contribution or what is his effects and influence on the India. See, we can actually split it in the three regions, okay. First, pre-independence, 1947 to 1991, post-1991, okay. Pre-independence. See, pre-independence, even so many times, actually Karl Marx gave its view regarding the India, okay, especially cotton industry and all. Whenever the cotton industry has been distracted by the British, Karl Marx gave his voice. He told, this is not fair, boss, you are actually making your colonies worse. You are taking away all the blood, okay, from your colonies and trying to build your own castles, okay. So this is the important thing regarding the pre-independence. It even evoked so much of incidents because in that is like in Russian Revolution, is also one of the impact of the Marxism. That's what they say. This 1917 actually a great impact on the communism, okay, in India. In 1920s only you can see the rise of communist parties in India, okay. So this, in terms of the independence, pre-independence, yes, Marxism have its own influence in the pre-independence, okay. 1947 to 1991. See, 1991 or 1990s actually consider important or a watermark year or watermark decade in two views. If you see 1991, that is the area wherever we opened our economy, correct? And also, it is where actually OBC class or OBC reservation has been implemented, okay? It's not per se, this OBC and caste system is not per se by the Marx idea, but we will see how we can able to connect the Marx with the overall our caste system or caste hierarchy system, okay? We'll see, look into the 1947 to 1991. In this period, yes, Marxism was there, we do have a socialistic principle, though it is based on our Gandhian socialism, still the equity has been pronounced and individual liberty also pronounced. Remember, Karl Marx also a big upholder, also he actually respect the individual's freedom, okay? So individual's integrity. So this period, right from our constitution itself, we have the influence of the Marx. We are trying to give even the amendments try to give the workers. Indira Gandhi made some amendment where the workers actually take part in the management, correct? So they will also take part in the overall management coordination and all. So this is important. This era, Karl Marx has its own influence and he also worked along with it. But at the same time, Karl Marx has been accused or has been told like he has its shortfall, okay? Karl Marx said that the overall working class will unite because they will be always oppressed and they will know they have been oppressed and they will come out. But he failed to see the capitalist incentives. If you watch closely, capitalists started to give the promotions, the promotional idea. Though in terms of hierarchy they are big, they try to give or divulge small amount of profit to the low strata, other workers. This made or this pacified the workers population, okay. So this is the impact of 1947 to 1991. Even this is the impact overall. In 1991, when the economy, post 1991 or 1991, the economy is open, Marxism reduced to a major extent. People started to work and people started to gain their own percentage rather than going for the equality, okay. It doesn't mean like overall Karl Marx is over, okay, but still there is a proportion of this population shifted or the ideology is little bit shifted towards the capitalism rather than the Marxism, okay. So this is the major shift in the post 1991. If you see closely, see India, it is not only a class system, it was traditionally a caste system, correct. So in terms of caste system also, it is a kind of single caste. When it comes to even a different kind of caste, okay, within that means subcaste, okay. The OBC gained its momentum and became a very strong operational group, correct. They got their own rights, they got their reservation also. This shows the class theory is still effective because once the class know they are all equal in terms of something, That means like maybe the oppression or the rights or the privileges, they will combine or unite and they will start asking. Okay, this is the same way in the recent times you can able to see the oppressed class like SC, STs, they are forming a strong organization. Okay, because right now there are various issues are going regarding the overall SC, ST, PCR Act is there, correct? Protection of Civil Rights Act. Okay, so this is there. So there are recent judgments from the Supreme Court regarding this act and all. So to uphold their rights and privileges, again there are big movements is happening, correct? So you can able to see even the class theory, it's not only about the economy, it is also about your social hierarchy. Okay, so that is where actually Karl Marx still standing. So post 1991 still the Karl Marx is not waned away or like he is still there, but the problem is his color is little bit faded. Okay, that's it. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.